Welcome in, guys. Monday edition Beers Daily Fantasy six-pack back, talking some hoops. 6 of my favorite plays fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you. As always, stop by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, do me a favor and take a second and click that thumbs up button. That is the tip jar here on this free video. Thank you so much for that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos. All right, let's jump right into it. We do have a lot of injuries. A lot of them are already announced, so shouldn't be too many changes, but we do have to make any adjustments. As always, we'll do so both in the comment section here on YouTube and over on Twitter. All right, let's start with our first play at point guard, shooting guard with Ryan Rollins of Milwaukee. Now, Kevin Porter Jr. was expected to be the guy that stepped in, but it's been Ryan Rollins with that KPJ injury, and this guy is absolutely thriving here for the Milwaukee Bucks, and the prices have simply not caught up to what he has been doing here. So I think it's still a lot of meat left on the bone here, and we should continue to buy low here on Ryan Rollins. 35 or more DraftKings points now in 4 straight games. This guy's averaging over 18 points per game and 5.5 assists per game on the season here. And our old DVA tool, if you're not a RotoGrinders premium subscriber, what are you waiting on? But you'll have a chance to check it out here with our Beast of the Night contest and win a free week of RotoGrinders premium. But we look at different archetypes of players. Rollins, obviously a combo guard here. Indiana, 20th against those type of players here. So it's a good spot for him against a banged-up Indiana team. I think Rollins continues to play well and still too cheap on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Speaking of the Pacers, let's go to the other side of the game with some value and some correlation at point guard, shooting guard with Quinton Jackson. So another guy that's going to get a ton of opportunities here with the injuries. Pacers missing an absolute ton of bodies, especially in the backcourt. We obviously know about Tyrese Halliburton, but also going to be once again without Mathurin, Nembhard, McConnell, Ray J. Dennis also listed as questionable here tonight. Could be even more minutes and opportunity here for Jackson. So I think the role is going to be solid here. And we saw what kind of upside this guy can possess. Gave us nearly 60. Now, I don't think we get that here tonight, but all it does is show the huge ceiling that is available here. And you're getting it for just $5K on FanDuel, $4,700 on DraftKings. Even if he does half of what he did the other night, we are still doing very well on these numbers here. I think he continues to play well. One of the best values on the board with Quinton Jackson. All right, small forward, power forward up next with Jaden McDaniels of Minnesota. Now, obviously, Anthony Edwards out leaves a huge void of shots, usage to go around to a lot of other guys, and I've really liked what I've seen here out of Jaden McDaniels. Double-digit shots in every single game this season, and a guy that touches every single category on the stat sheet, has already delivered 3 games of 35 or more DraftKings points, so playing very well right now, and I don't think this guy gets a ton of ownership here tonight. Good spot against Brooklyn, 20th in defensive efficiency on the season here. Jaden McDaniels in a good spot here against the Brooklyn Nets at some fair prices in the mid-6s. All right, let's go to point guard next with D'Angelo Russell of Dallas. So another big name that's going to be out tonight, Anthony Davis, is going to be on the sidelines for the Dallas Mavericks here. And as we talked about with Anthony Edwards, just a ton of shots, ton of usage to go around. I think there's multiple Mavericks that are certainly viable here tonight, but D'Angelo Russell is certainly my favorite of this group. Has showed a big ceiling here early on, 2 games of 45 or more DraftKings points already here early on in this young season here. And a tough on paper spot here against Houston, no doubt. But when you look at our DVA tool once again, Houston 21st against combo guards here early on in the season here. So we know Russell's a chucker. He's going to get his shots up. The assists have been there as well. I think there's massive ceiling opportunity here on these prices for D'Angelo Russell. All right, to the center position next with some value and Jusuf Nurkic of Utah. So yet again, another injury here. Walker Kessler going to sit here tonight for the Utah Jazz. Should mean more opportunity and more minutes for Jusuf Nurkic. Not a guy that's going to go out there and give you 35, 40 minutes, but we don't need that. This guy can rack up fantasy points very, very quickly, especially on the glass, averaging a solid 1.25 fantasy points per minute. So right now we have him projected for about 24 minutes. Do the math. That's a 30 burger for him. At these prices, we will certainly take that to open up more salary for the rest of our lineups. Now, Boston has struggled with bigs. We're talking bottom 10 in points allowed, rebounds allowed, and fantasy points allowed. I think he can cross that 30-point threshold, potentially get us into the 40s. And I think he can threaten an 8, 9, 10x return here in this spot. Jusuf Nurkic, one of my favorite values, and a solid option at your center spot here on Monday night. All right, it's time take a look at my favorite play for Monday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest and give away another free week of RotoGrinders Premium. All you need to do, click that thumbs up button, head to the comment section, and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my Beast of the Night. If your guess is the closest, simple as that. You're going to walk away with that free week of RotoGrinders Premium simply for hanging out with me today in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap things up with my favorite play on the board for Monday night. You know, Mass, Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We saved you in a lot of spots so we could spend a little bit here on Karl Anthony Towns of the Knicks, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, I know the first concern is the blowout here in this spot. Look, the Knicks are projected for almost 125 points in this game. You're going to want some exposure to the Knicks against this Washington defense, and I think even in three and a half quarters, these guys can put some big numbers on the board, especially Karl Anthony Towns. 43 or more DraftKings points now in 4 of his last 5 games, 5 double-doubles in the Knicks' first 6 games here on the season. And Washington been horrible against bigs. This is a long-running theme here with this team, year in, year out. This year, no different. We're talking about a team giving up top 3 production to both power forwards and centers. Karl Anthony Towns should smash in this spot easily. My favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Monday 6-pack. As always, any comments, questions, feedback, you know where to find me. Hit me up in that comment section here on YouTube or over on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Get your guess in. How many DraftKings points does Karl Anthony Towns score on DK tonight? I think this could be a spot that he goes over 60, but what do you think? What is your guess? If your guess is the closest to his output, you're going to walk away with a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Tonight, Grinders Live 5 Eastern. I'll be joining the Crunch Time crew at 6:15 Eastern, taking all of your lineup questions, going through every single position on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Make sure you check both shows out tonight on YouTube. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salute, guys. Thank you for watching. Best of luck tonight, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.